Hey everybody, how's it going? alecandstuff here, and welcome back to Quick Thoughts, a short segment in which I give you some rapid-fire impressions on the things that I find interesting. And today's video is going to be all about the Nintendo Switch's online service. Oh boy, this is an interesting topic to talk about as it's been a long time coming. Nintendo Switch Online was initially announced last January during Nintendo's huge Switch event, during which they revealed the system's price point, release date, and some of the games coming later that year. During the same event, Nintendo also laid out some very vague initial plans for implementing its paid online service. Appropriately titled Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo stated that the service was going to provide its members with a few perks, like one free retro game per month, potential software discounts to make being a member more appealing, and that all of this and more would be launching in fall of 2017, which, yeah, that never happened. Fast forward to over a year later, and Nintendo has finally shed some light on the Switch's online, how it's gonna work, etc, etc. So, I have my list of notes here with a few bullet points of things I want to talk about, and we're just going to go down one by one, starting with the Nintendo Switch Online service will cost $20 a year for individuals, and there's also an option for setting up a family plan for $35 a year. The family plan can accommodate up to 8 users, and if you're able to fill up all 8 of those slots, that comes out to around $4 per person, which is even cheaper than it would be to subscribe to it individually. I think that's super great and comes out super duper cheap and makes it affordable and more accessible in my opinion than other services like PSN and Xbox Live, which for them I want to say it's around $60 to $70 a year. So the price point here I think is great. $20 a year for me is awesome, and then for those of you out there that have family or friends that want to share that service, that bill, it comes out even cheaper, which is great. Number 2 on our list here is the fact that cloud saving is finally coming to the Switch, finally. For those unfamiliar with cloud saves, basically what that does is backs up all of your save data to the cloud, so if you ever get your Switch repaired or if you buy a new one, you're able to access all of your information through the cloud servers, which is great. Although I'm not sure how I feel about locking the ability to utilize cloud saving behind a paywall. I honestly feel like that's something that everyone should have access to, but sure, I'm excited that it's coming at all. Although, as a side note, the official Nintendo UK site indicates that it's for compatible titles only, though I'm hoping that's mostly just referring to smaller indie games that won't have the desire or the means to implement cloud saving, so hopefully that's what that is. Number 3 on our list is the fact that Nintendo is going to be bundling 20 classic NES games for free with each subscription, some of which will have newly added online play. The roster of games will be updated regularly, though it is unclear at the moment whether that means they're going to cycle out those 20 titles, or if the list is just going to keep building over time. Who knows? But they've already announced 10 out of the 20 games that are going to be coming. Just to name a few, Balloon Fight, we've got Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, as well as the original Legend of Zelda and Mario Brothers games. On the one hand, I think it's really cool that Nintendo is essentially just giving us 20 games for free just for signing up for the online service. But on the other hand, there's only so many times I can play the original Mario Brothers Nintendo. Yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't know that adding online functionality to a lot of these games that I've already played is enough to get me excited about them. A lot of these games are classics, and over the years I've spent hours and hours just pouring into them, and including their re-releases as well, so I don't know if adding online play is going to get me to want to go back and play them again, get me excited about them. But we'll see, who knows, maybe it's going to end up being something that's really, really cool, so I guess time will tell. And finally, the last point that I wanted to talk about today, which is probably the hottest topic about this whole entire announcement that happened last week, which is the fact that with these free 20 classic NES games, it seems that it's been made clear that Nintendo is not going to be going the route of Virtual Console this time around, even going so far as to extend statements to places like GameSpot, saying that there are currently no plans to bring classic games under the Virtual Console banner, as has been done on other Nintendo systems. Strange move, as it feels like a big missed opportunity to me. The Switch itself feels like the perfect system for Virtual Console support, and I don't know about you guys, but I would happily pay to have some of my favorite games of Nintendo's past available with me wherever I go. I mean, the possibilities could be endless. After all is said and done, I feel almost indifferent about this new service, as there's lots of pros and cons for me. For instance, I think it's great that cloud saving is coming, though it's unfortunate that it's locked behind a paywall. I'm also happy that we're getting a growing roster of free NES games, though I, as well as many others, would have much preferred a Switch Virtual Console. But I do think it's wonderful that the service as a whole will be as affordable as it is, especially in comparison to other online services. My biggest concern though, and I've felt this way ever since the release of games like Splatoon 2, Mario Kart, and a few others, is network stability. I cannot tell you how many times I've been in a ranked match of Splatoon, and the game starts stuttering a bit before it eventually kicks me out completely. Or the times when I'm competing in online races on Mario Kart and I'll just randomly disconnect. Currently, it's more of a small annoyance than anything. However, since Nintendo is going to start requiring a subscription to play online, it's something that's become more of a concern for me as we get closer and closer to the eventual release of Nintendo Switch Online. In short, I'm super excited about some of the features that are coming with the service later this year, and with E3 season rapidly approaching, I remain hopeful that there are still some features of Nintendo Switch Online that we've just yet to see. Oh man, anyways, those are just my thoughts, but before I go, I want to flip the question over on you guys. What are your thoughts on Nintendo Switch Online? Are you going to use it? Is there anything that you want to see added? Feel free to let me know down in the comments below, as I'd love to discuss with you guys. And of course, as always, I'm alecandstuff, and I will see you all again real soon.